at Gator Cop out here in the by the Banpa by India. India 1 is the LZ nearby. And we're here, we're going to do a little bit of a tutorial on guide to building the M4s at each Gunny level. As you get Gunny up, you can build better and better progressively M4s. And what we're going to do today is we're going to cover that. I have laid out, I went to Gunny at every level and bought an M4 at that level, what I could build at that level. And that's what we have today for an example. And we're going to start with level 1 Gunny. Level 1 at Gunny, you don't get much. All you get for an M4 is this right here, and it's actually a CQA1. It's not an M4. It's a version of the M4, but it's not really an M4. So let's start with building this thing. First we need the upper and the upper, and those two have to be put together like so. Then you take your barrel, add it, and you add your buffer tube. Now you've got your basic weapon, and now what we have to do now is add different parts to it in order to make it work. It requires a gas tube that we add on. It requires a front hand grip. We're going to add that. We're going to add a grip, and we're going to add a stock. This is a charging handle, and now we add a magazine and a muzzle device, and we now have a working weapon. It doesn't have any sights on it or anything, and if you put it in your inventory and go to use it, your sights are basically iron sights, and that's what you got. It's also a single shot. It does not have the choice of B button. You cannot select fire. It is a single shot. It only fires one round at a time. Now you can add this right here and give yourself a flashlight. I usually put it on the bottom. If I can put it on the bottom without this, I'm going to go ahead and do so. What did I do? I take it off without flashlight, and it doesn't want to go on the bottom. Oh, it needs to be on the M lock. And no, it doesn't want to go there. So we're going to put it on left or right M lock. And here we go. And now let's go look at that weapon. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got when we put it on. That's my pistol. Sorry about that. And there we go. Now, if we hit T, we have a light, a flashlight, so we can explore. And there we go. That's your level 1 Gunny basic M4. That's the best you can do. CQA1. If you were to sell it, Gunny will give you back $352 for it. Artisan, the same. Everybody give you the same for it. Banshee even. So, it's not really super valuable, but it is the best you can do at that level, and it doesn't have a lot of recoil control. Muzzle efficiency's fair, velocity's a little bit low, reload speed's fairly good, but it'll get you through the basic missions fairly effectively. It is a single shot, so you have to remember that. Now, we're going to move to level 2 Gunny. At level 2, he has a better selection, and this was the selection I was able to glean out of it. And we're going to start with the A1 bottom, and now, instead of having this bad boy, which has this upper, which contains this grip here on it, you can't get rid of it, we now have no upper grip. So we now can put this together and add the barrel. Now here's the thing about this level. At this level, the AR-15 10.5 inch barrel is more accurate than the AR-15 CQ barrel, which is 4.18, whereas this one is 3.89. It's also shorter, so it's a little quicker CQB as well. This is -4 muzzle velocity. This is -10, so you do lose a little bit there, but at the same time, we're going to get it back here in a second. If you just, I'll show you what I'm talking about here. We're going to put this gun together. Now, the funny thing about this one is we got a nylon stock, which is better than the stock we had before. The CQ A1 stock is really not that great. As you can see, here's the butt stock. That's what is -4. We moved up to this one. This stock is a nylon stock. And it's +2, so we're actually getting some recoil control out of this one that's positive. As you notice, the gun's efficiency has jumped up to +2. And we're going to move this over here so we can watch as we assemble this what happens. Now this one, we're going to put this on there, and what's it going to affect? It's going to affect weapon handling, +2. And we have +2 recoil control, -10 muzzle velocity still. We're going to cure that in a second. Let's see, here's the CQA grip. That's the best we can buy at this level. He does not sell any other grips. That's it, right there. Best grip you can buy. If you can scavenge one off a better weapon, another weapon, do so. You're better off. Now this right here is a combination. It's QD SSNT4 with the flash, with this case, the QDD, this M4 QD flash hider. This is not the best flash hider in the game, but it's the best you can get at level 2 from Gunny. And we're going to add that to the gun. Stick the magazine in just for giggles, and we're going to put this M4 Raz on there. Oh, we can. Okay, now here's where we run into a difficult problem. We have to make a decision which way we want to go with this. This has rails and all that, and it's got a little bit of improvement there. I'm not sure. We're going to go ahead and pull this off and see what kind of effect it has on stats. Ooh, look at that. Recoil control's up, muzzle efficiency's up. All kinds of goodies are definitely improved by putting that particular piece of gear back on. And we go to this one, +2, +12. Whereas when we take this one and put it on there, we get +6. This is a much better choice. Now let's see if we can implement it properly. All right, here we go. Now we have a UTGHS. That won't go on this particular device. Ooh, what about this? It won't go on that either. So we can't improve anything past this point. This particular Raz is not going to help us this much. Now this, on the other hand, I can stick this on there, and now I've got some more improvements. My ergonomics just went up. And that ergonomics is how long you can hold it up. Now look at that. Look at the numbers here. And we're going to stick that. We're going to stick the UTG on. Oh, we got recoil control too. Now this one is much better than this device. We get 13, 12, 10, 17. This one gives us some lower numbers, but it doesn't give us this. 12, 17. I don't know why that one gives us better muzzle velocity, but let's see what that does. UTG. Okay, -17 loudness reduction. That doesn't change. These ones aren't going to change. But this is recoil control is actually +13 with this one. And when you stick this one on, it's +6. Now, the difference being is where's the other change? Ergonomics is +1 with the UTG, whereas it reloads down a little bit. Ergonomics are higher with the UTG-HS, but you lose your recoil control. So, if you have to make a trade-off, I go for recoil control personally, because that allows me to hit the target. So, I make those decisions based on that. Now, the Supreme's charging handle has to go in, and you're going to have to put a sight on the front of it and a sight on the back of it in order to use the sights. These parts we're not going to use. Now, this being a Moloch, you have to use Molochs to get this stuff to work. So you put these items, this is a flashlight, and now Gunny gives you a laser. I'm using the stock green lasers because there's other lasers you can add on different gear. But when you do this like this, this is what you end up with. You end up with a nice little M4A1. And we'll go ahead and put it over here, and we'll pull it up, and let's see what we got. Not bad. And then we have at T, we've got a laser, and we have a flashlight. So now you're good to go, level 2 Gunny, and you got a gun, and guess what? This one has automatic and single fire mode, so you can switch back and forth. This has also got, let me see if I remember right, this is still running the 30 round magazine. You still can't get those. You You got to get to the next level. And when Gunny is at level 2, you're stuck with them. There's 2 different kinds. They're both 30s. And that's the way it works. Now, when Gunny pops up to level 3, you all of a sudden get the 32s. And those will be in the next gun we build. So, let me go back to the character. Bring this gun out. Now, that's 2 guns we built. This one, compare. 4.08. And this one runs 3.77. Much better recoil control. Much better device efficiency. This gun will serve you better in combat. Loudness reduction. It'll be quieter. You'll do better with this weapon. And it's also got a shorter barrel. It'll be a good CQB weapon. Now, let's move on to the next weapon. This is level 3 Gunny. And now we have him. Boom. He's got a bunch of supplies for us. Bunch of goodies. But the biggest thing is we can now move up to a 16-inch barrel with 1.83 accuracy. Very important. So now we're going to take this. We're going to take our upper, take our lower, set our upper to it, set our barrel to it, set this, set the barrel to it. Now we have the basics. And we got Arch Low stock. This is a new stock. It provides about 6% recoil control. Let's bring this gun up right now. Let's see what we're doing. Here we go. Our stats as they come up. Now this particular silencer is the 3-column. It comes on the RC1. So what we have is we have the SF3P with the RC1 on it, and that goes on the end of the barrel, and we're good to go with that bad boy right there. Okay, now put the Riz on. I've examined all the other guys, and the Riz is the best one for this. Now, these things are optional still. The sights have to go on. You want to put your grip on, charging handle, and most important, we're changing gas blocks right here. This is going to make a difference. The gas block in this is the CQA1 gas block. If you get one of these and change it out to the other one, you're gonna love the way it works. But this gas block, for instance, if you look at it, -2 efficiency, +7 efficiency, and fire rate is +6%. So it actually increases the speed at which this guy fires. So boom, nice addition. 32 round magazine. Look at this here, right here, guys. 32 rounds. So that means an extra couple of rounds. If you empty one of those, you really need to reload anyway. But now we have, what is this gun looking like? Oh my gosh, it's fantastic. What do we have before? Not much. What do we have now? We have 16, 17. Boy, it's rocking, but we haven't even put the DDFG on. Now we're going to put the DDFG on. It goes to 38 recoil control. That is one smoking gun. Now, recoil control like that, you can hold it on target pretty good. Muzzle efficiency, silenced. Ergonomics aren't so good. Weapon handling's a little poor. But then again, we've also longer barrel makes that happen. Reload speeds up. Okay, so we now have number 2, but we're going to put a flashlight on it. But this is a new flashlight. We're going to put a different device on it too, called the CQBL. I'm going to bring this up in the inventory so we can see how it looks. And there you go. And we get T up here. The CQBL, the flashlight is a real powerful one. It's got a lot of power and it shines a long way. So you want to use that one if possible. The CQBL is a red laser or an IR laser or no laser. So you have the option of that. IR laser is good for your night goggles. You can see it when you use them. Makes for a great game. And they do give you quite an advantage. Now this gun will take up an extra slot because it's got a longer barrel. Now, level 4 Gunny. Here's where we step up to 18-inch barrels with 144 MOA. This is the most accurate barrel I've been able to find in the game and buy. So I'm going to put the receiver together. And this receiver, by the way, is still the CQA1 upper with the M4A1 lower. That hasn't changed. Gas block, an RS thing, a Vulcan suppressor, which, by the way, that Vulcan suppressor is the Mark I, and it does 15 reduction. It's not as good as the other one, but the muzzle handling and device efficiencies make up for it, and it's a +2 accuracy modifier. I'll pull the other gun up and show you what I'm talking about here just as I'm talking about this here. Oh, here we go. Here's the RC1. Inspect. Where is that? There it is. That's it right there. 74420. 412. I don't know. They swear by the Mark 1. It seems to work better. I don't know if the difference is. It says this one's quieter, but it's got the same rating as weapon handling, +4 for accuracy, and the RC1 seems to work better as far as muzzle defense, device efficiency. So you have to make a call on that one. I use the Mark 1 a lot. The RC1 works too. Depends on your preference. But we'll set this one up with the Vulcan. And we're going to go ahead and put a thing on here. We're going to stick this on. Supreme charging handle. And I think I already put the gas block in. Yes, I did. Now it's still not functional. There's something missing. Oh, the handle, the grip. Now it's a working gun. With the exception of we do not have sights. So we'll put our sights on. Now CQBL is the best that Gunny can give you still, and a flashlight. But we're going to add a DDFG on this bad boy, and look at what we have now. We have a gun that's got 48 recoil control, 31 muzzle efficiency, 12 muzzle velocity, 15 loudness reduction. It's not so hot on handling. Ergonomics are down a little bit. Weapon handling's a little slower. Reload speed's -10 because it's got that really big clip. But when you take this bad boy out, look at how much better it is than this one compared. And then we'll compare it to this one. And we're looking at a lot more accuracy. Boom, boom, boom. Now I'm going to see something right here. I'm going to test something. Because just so you guys can see the difference, I'm going to take this Vulcan off of here and this off of there. Now our accuracy goes down to what? Muzzle device accuracy, 1.44, 1.803. We'll put the Vulcan back on. Accuracy goes to 141. If I put this on, accuracy goes to 138. So this actually increases the accuracy of the gun. So my recommendation is don't do the Vulcan. Get the SF3Ps and the RC1s. It looks like it's an all-around better choice in a lot of ways. It increases your accuracy. And let me see what this will do on this bad boy. It doesn't, it's not enough. It's not enough. So again, SF3, 17, yeah, this makes a bigger difference. 176, that's a lot better, more accurate than the Vulcan. So again, we made a change. I'm gonna start using the Vulcan, not using the Vulcans, and start using these RC1s more. But again, we all learned something here from this little exercise, myself included. I love it. But there's your changes. There's 4 M1s at each level. This is the best you can build from Gunny at those levels. So that's what the game is. That's what it's all about. And you know how to do it. This is Weapons 102, 101, building an M4, and in Gray Zone. So y'all have a great day, and we'll see you on the battlefield. See you on the battlefield.